Executive condominiums, or ECs, have blown hot and cold since they were first introduced in Singapore in 1997. The keen interest in lake life seems to indicate that ECs are getting popular again. ECs were introduced by the government to cater to young Singaporeans who exceed the income limit to buy an HDB unit but can't afford to buy a private property due to rising prices. They're often referred to as the sandwiched class. Early last year, the government imposed a 15-month waiting period to developers following any land acquisition or completion of foundation works before they can sell their units. This created a lull in new EC launches, until last month with the launching of Bellwoods in Woodlands and just recently Lake Life in Jurong. Lake Life developer Evia Real Estate says more than 65% of its applications came from second-time applicants.
By and large, they are HDB upgraders, most of them, and they are also the first-timers who don't qualify for BTO, partly because they would have exceeded the 10,000 income, or even though some of them who have not exceeded, but their true aspiration here is another better lifestyle.
EC eligibility is capped at a combined household income of 12,000 Singapore dollars. But in December last year, the government introduced a mortgage servicing ratio, or MSR, equivalent to 30% of gross monthly income, to encourage financial prudence among EC buyers.
Of all the cooling measures, I find the most challenging cooling measure is the mortgage servicing ratio. That has kept the income ceiling of a lot of our buyers. I find, for instance here, there's a lot of demand in Jurong, but a lot of them are not able to secure bank loans.
To maintain affordability, property developers reduced the sizes of units.
We were forced to remodel and adjust some of our sizes to make it smaller so that our buyers do not have to fork up so much for their thing. For instance, we were planning to put 4 stacks of 5 bedroom. Right now we have only 1 stack, because if we have too many stacks, then buyers will find it a challenge to raise the money, because the absolute quantum of the purchase will be a lot higher.
Buyers of private condominiums are restricted to a total debt servicing ratio, or TDSR, capped at 60% of monthly gross income. It is less stringent than the MSR for ECs at 30%.
When you look at it from a person who is able to buy a private property, the TDSR is 60%. In other words, there will be situations, especially newly married couple, who will find it tough to buy an EC due to the MSR of 30% as opposed to buying a resale private property. The irony here is this: these are the sandwich class, yet they may be able to stretch themselves to buy a private property but not an EC. Generally, for the upgraders, they may not be that bad with the 30% MSR because they already have an existing asset which has appreciated over the time, and they were able to unlock some of those capital appreciation to plow back.
But even as private property prices continue to soften, PropNet says ECs still provide good value for money. ECs are priced about 20% lower than mass market private condominiums.
The reason why ECs stand out as a good investment is simply, as our minister said it is a Lexus being sold at Toyota